Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Michael Faust, and I appreciate your patience with me as we had a very technical challenges today. But today is a very exciting time. It's a debrief, basically, of everything that's happening in the world of BioLimitless. So let's get stuck in and get underway. So just again, for those who are unaware, basically BioLimitless is the next standalone project offered to the Limitless community. It's really important to understand the Limitless model and the relationship to our various projects, because much like Limitless is the venture capital community. And basically, if you think about it, if you are funding various projects like Uber, Airbnb, Netflix, etc., we have had various projects as well. And, Blockchain Sports was our previous project and just finished last Friday. Before that, we had the AI project, and BioLimitless is our third project. And there'll be more down the track as we continue to grow in this project. So the actual community that you created with previous projects is following you into BioLimitless. And that's a great thing. Now, BioLimitless launched in Las Vegas on August 17. Maybe some of you had an opportunity to actually attend that event. Maybe you didn't. But basically, let's talk about why is the BioLimitless story one worth sharing? Because I've been in the health and wellness sector now for my own personal use as a health professional running clinics for close to 50 years. I've had an intense interest in health and wellness. And it's a very exciting project that we've got ahead of us. And the question to you is this. This will give you some context of why it's so important, this message we need to get out. If I was to offer every one of you $5 million today, but there's only one condition, one catch, and that catch is that you wouldn't wake up tomorrow. You wouldn't wake up. You'd be dead. But you get $5 million today. How many of you would take up my offer? That's how much, and I'm sure no one's going to take that offer, because that's how much you value your life, your health, your potential to live your life to its fullest. Similarly, a survey of millionaires aged 65 plus all agreed. They were asked a series of questions. They all agreed on one thing that they would have done differently had they had an opportunity to go back in time and do it all over again. And the one thing that they all agreed on is they would have spent more money and more time and more energy on their health and well-being. And what that's really speaking volumes is that we take our health for granted, but as we get older, and I'm actually 61 this year, and even though I've been very much involved in my health for more than 50 years, I've basically, in this last third of my life, I've definitely placed healthcare as a very high priority. So what does BioLimitless, or I'll abbreviate to BL, offer you? Well, let's talk about that. We offer a combination of different things: health, money, and time. You may think this is all about health products or the wellness industry, but to me, it is so much more than that. When I was running my natural therapies practice in my early years, in my 20s, into my early 30s, I had lots of clients who would come in and basically we'd change their diet and their lifestyle with health supplements and with herbal tinctures. And what I realized over a lot of time is that most people came back with the same problems again, because the root cause of a lot of their health issues was they didn't have the money to continue the treatments, to continue to invest in their health and well-being, or they didn't have the time. And therefore, all of these three things are not mutually exclusive. You need time to make money, and you need time to be healthy. You need money to be healthy. That's a reality. You can't afford the best of healthcare, organic foods, go to the gym, have a personal trainer, have the best of health testing, all the things that you need to have an optimal level of health without money and time. You need all these to live your best life. As I said, all those millionaires that were put forward a lot of questions all said the same thing, that they realized that they should have put more money into their health when they're younger. Now, let me ask you this. I asked some of my core leadership the other day, what is the number one thing they like the most about the Limitless model? And for me personally, the number one thing is I can actually build a community across multiple projects and build layers of passive income and ultimately get to a point where my residual passive income is affording me a lifestyle that's not dependent on where I live, not dependent upon my education, my experience, who I know. It's coming in passively. Give me a yes in the reactions tab, a thumbs up, a smiley face. If you'd like to be in a situation where you got cash flow coming in every single day, every single week, every single month that affords you to have your best life. That's what I love about the Limitless model. Now, I also asked my key leadership, what is the number one thing that you would do differently with blockchain sports, our last project, if you could go back in a time machine to February 21? And the most common answer was, I wouldn't have overthought it too much. I would have got into serious activity a lot earlier, and I would have taken more time to see the big potential. And I'm saying that for a reason, because many of you are looking at this project and maybe doing the same thing, that you're overthinking it, and rather than just getting busy and capitalizing. So if you feel that you didn't fully capitalize on the last project or the last two projects, this is an opportunity to change that. I also asked them, what's the one thing that you would do better that would make the biggest impact on your success? And the common theme was basically being able to share the message more effectively and to be able to follow up people more effectively. They were the two core things that came out of that question. So maybe that you can relate to those things yourself. So what remains the same with BioLimitless compared to our past projects? Why did you get involved? Your why for getting involved with our past two projects was probably not because you were a mad, keen, fanatical fan of AI technology, or you were a raving sports fan. It's because you wanted to put your money to work and get an outcome that was going to give you a better quality of life than when you started. Give me a thumbs up or yes, if that's true. That the primary reason that you got involved in the last project and possibly the project before that, or even looking at this one, is because you want something to change in your life. And the people that you're going to be talking to are also in the same boat. The reason they want to get involved probably isn't any different to the reason that you're involved. What hasn't changed is you need to be a good builder of communities. It doesn't matter. You could know everything about our products. You could know everything about the rewards plan. You could recite Dr. Eric's presentations word for word. But I guarantee if you don't know how to build a community, which basically comes down to two fundamentals, how to share the message and the story and how to follow up effectively, it's all irrelevant. You will not have your best life. The importance of duplication, the importance of getting you out of the way and being able to duplicate as fast as you possibly can. And what also carries across is we've got the ability to basically have equity and passive income from a project. What is different this time is we have a new product category. And that's exciting because we're now targeting a different people. I mean, the people who were interested in potentially the AI project was a niche market. And even with this blockchain sports project was potentially a niche market. But now we have a whole new different product category, an enhanced rewards program, and some really spectacular marketing systems as well, capitalizing on the latest technology. What do you have that gives you an unfair advantage? Here's a few things. The actual community that you built in Limitless up to now. The person coming in brand new today doesn't have that. And the potential community that you connected with about the last two projects. So you've got a whole lot of people that you went to with the last two projects that maybe didn't get involved, but you can go back to them and say, guess what? I'm still here. The Limitless concept is still here. We've got another exciting project. Maybe it wasn't the right time before, but it is the right time now. The actual relationship with your line of introduction, the person who referred you and the people above them, hopefully you have built some relationship with them and you've got a synergy of working with them. You know how to work with them. And that's an advantage over somebody coming in brand new. And the community building methodology. If you've been actually paying attention to all the things we've been teaching over the last couple of years, you'll understand that I typically say a lot of the same things again and again and again, because the fundamentals don't change. You know, how you ride a bicycle is pretty much the same thing. How you drive a car is the same thing. You might have different motor vehicles, different bicycles, but the methodology of how you ride or drive a car is the same. And the methodology to build an actual community successfully is much the same. The rewards plan we've got with BioLimitless is very similar to blockchain sports, and that's a good thing. So we got this incredible model where we're taking blockchain technology plus a physical product opportunity and causing disruption, no different to what Uber, Airbnb, and Spotify and Netflix, et cetera, did to their own respective industries. How is it disruptive? Well, think about this. I was talking to someone this afternoon who's been involved in another product company, the typical referral model. And I said, guess what? Limitless has taken in over $800 million in 3.5 years in transactions and never collected a name, a phone number, an email address, or anything like that. Think about that. How incredible is that? The fact that we can basically take in, I mean, tell me another business you know of out there that took in over $800 million and never collected any details about their customers. That's the advantage of using blockchain technology and smart contract technology and combining that with a real world project with actual physical products. This is truly disruptive. So what we've actually got here is we've got a situation where we have self-care. We're not interested in treating disease. We're not interested in diagnosing your health problems. We're interested in actually empowering you to be able to take self-care, to understand enough about your body and apply some simple concepts to be in a situation where you actually know how to take care of yourself. My philosophy when I was running my practice, my natural therapies clinics, was it's like losing weight. Don't focus on losing weight. Focus on getting healthy. And as a healthy body isn't overweight. I've got a health issue. Well, the health issues typically go away if you focus on wellness. So we've got self-care plus self-custody. What does self-custody mean? It means you having control of your finances, you having control of your wealth, and not having that at the mercy of the government or the banks or other entities, and decentralizing, you know, taking control away from people who just want to control you and having a decentralized community environment. That's very powerful stuff. Now, understand that we went live on the weekend. And in fact, we only just opened up our shop just in the last 24 hours, but we're in soft launch mode until March next year. What does that mean? It means we're ready for business, but understand during this time until March 1st next year, when we have our big event in Dubai, we'll be rolling out more and more things. And so basically, don't expect everything to be in place today, but all the fundamentals are there ready to get started. And over this next few days to a week, more things will roll out and more things will roll out. So the good thing about that is you're the pioneers. Have a pioneering mindset. Understand that this is not about having a working model that's already been operational for years. You know, BioLimitless went live on the weekend, not that long ago. Okay, so have patience. Have a pioneering attitude. Don't panic the minute something doesn't work straight away or something doesn't happen the way you expect it. Be patient, accept that we're in soft launch, but you've got the advantage of getting in early. Our initial products are exciting. DNA testing with a one-of-a-kind app. So basically, most health and wellness projects out there are trying to sell you the wonder product, the one size fits all. You know, it removes all ailments and everybody's going to get a response. I can tell you from 50 years working in the wellness industry, that's not the case. What we need to understand is we all each have unique DNA. And I'm not going to go into repeating all the health information because actually earlier in the day and last night, Dr. Eric Deputy, who's our founder of BioLimitless, did the most amazing presentation. And you need to go back to the person who invited you and listen to that recording because, frankly, I couldn't have said any better. Anybody who's worked with me knows that I'm very good at dumbing down the technical and making it simple to understand. And because I have a health background, I could very easily create a new presentation and the rest of it. But when I listened to his presentation today, I said to my business partner, Chris, I said, you know what? I don't need to reinvent anything. He said everything exactly as I would have said it, if not better. And I don't need to reinvent the wheel. And I'm excited about that because that means that I can focus on sharing this project and not trying to create all the information. But we have a DNA testing kit where you can a swab in your mouth, take a bit of your DNA and send it back and have a complete profile of your 800,000 genes. And therefore, you have a blueprint because everyone on this call today, all these 51 people, each of you have your own unique DNA. You are not all the same. There is no one size fits all. The amount of sleep each of you needs is different. The actual nutritional needs are different. The types of disease you're more prone to because of your genetics is different. The things you need to do to have optimal health are different. You're not all the same. We have products based around peptides. Peptides is the new, go and Google what's the new health trend, and it'll be peptides. And peptides, basically, without going into detail, are simply what tells your cell, it turns on your cell in what to do in terms of what goes into your cell, what comes out of your cells, and to get the best functioning for your health. And we have gut health. Go to Netflix and do a search for Hack Your Health or just Secrets of Your Gut. And basically, you will find an excellent documentary that will really give you a solid understanding of the importance of gut health. So we're just starting off with DNA testing to give your profile of what's going on with your body, what makes you unique. And the analogy I give is this. Imagine that you have 800,000 DNA and we screen all of that. And that's like a library of 800,000 books that each have their own unique language, right? Each gene is individual, each bit of DNA, and there's 800,000 of these. So far, we've been able to translate 350 of these DNA, 350 out of 800,000. But as AI and scientists and the rest of it unravel our DNA over time, you don't have to retest again because we already have your library. We've already documented your specific DNA. So through the app, every time we learn more about your DNA, your app will update you as we learn more about different DNA, and your profile and your health plan is modified because of your unique DNA. Think about that. This is no longer going to your general practitioner and getting antibiotics every time you have an infection. This is like saying, what makes Anne different to Chris, different to David, different to other people? And we've got a product to help with all that. And for your gut health, your gut is very, very important. And so when you watch the documentary on Netflix, you'll understand why. And next year, we're going to bring in more products. We're starting with 2 core products in the DNA testing to begin with. but we're going to have products to help you with your weight, with muscle gain, with brain function, with hair growth, skincare, all sorts of things. So lots of things to help you enjoy optimal health. And I said, these self-testing kits will be able to assess hundreds of thousands of your DNA and catalog them in an app. And the app's not only about tracking your DNA and holding your profile, but it's also making recommendations for your optimization of your health based around your unique DNA. Because we are all unique. We are not all one size. And as we said, we only know 350 of the 800,000 that are in your DNA. And we'll update that through your app. Now, one of the things we're doing is this is not just about the DNA testing and these incredible products, which basically have patented technology and are very unique. You won't find them anywhere else in the marketplace. But we're also going to create centers of excellence. These are like wellness centers where you can go and access the best of health testing and the best of health practitioners who are going to help you in your quest for self-care, the quest for you to understand how to optimize your well-being. So I'm going to shorten that to what I call BLCOE, BioLimitless Centers of Excellence. And guess what? We are going to basically create hundreds of these centers all around the world. And we, the community in Limitless, we're going to be the funders of this. And these centers are designed to serve the classes and the masses. In other words, we're going to cater for the person who might only have a couple $100 to the person who already spends $50,000 or $100,000 per month. There are people out there who do that. They spend tens of thousands of dollars, even up to six figures or more a month on their health and well-being. Okay, so think about that. It's a huge market. We're going to hire the best of talent to work in these centers and hire people who want to work globally. Now, you as members of Limitless and BioLimitless are going to get access to discounts on all these services. And you'll be incentivized to send people to these centers, because if you're helping to fund the actual creation of them, the more revenue they generate, the more it can help you basically benefit. So this will be like the Mayo clinics. If you've been into health and wellness or medical treatment centers, you'll know the Mayo clinics in the US are regarded as world standard, the top of world standard. Well, these will be of that equal quality. So what's the revenue for these centers of excellence that we are going to be able to crowdfund? Well, the goal is to set up 200 plus of them. In fact, we're looking to create ultimately thousands of them. And think about it. If you put one in every major city around the world, you could build 10,000 of these or more quite easily. Now, it's going to cost about $5 million for each one, because these are state-of-the-art facilities with the very advanced testing machinery and equipment, the best of facilities, world-class facilities. And each center of excellence, we basically consulted with someone who was speaking in Las Vegas on the weekend, who's helped set up 60,000 clinics around the world. So he knows what he's talking about. And he said that the potential revenue of each of these centers is about $9 million per year, with an annual cost of expenses of about $7.2 million. 1.8 million. That means 7.2 million profit. That's a very healthy profit margin. Well, 50% of the revenue is basically paid back to the community who helps to fund the creation of these centers, which is you and me. So we get a piece of it. We may not have $5 million, but we can certainly have a fractional ownership of these centers and share in the revenue. So the first $10 million of profits that's raised from each center, 50% of that will go back to the community to basically, pay back the $5 million that was raised, as well as pay us an ongoing revenue. But the other $5 million for 50% is going to fund a second center of excellence. So we help fund one and end up with two. And guess what? 50% of the revenue from the second one is also coming back to the community. So it's like going to your favorite restaurant or coffee shop and getting always two for the price of one. And the community, us, will have ownership and profit share for the life of each of the centers of excellence. So we not only have ownership and profit share, but we have incentivized to send people to them as well. And what I love about this project too is this. Everybody understands a testing clinic, a wellness center. They understand testing. We've all gone for a blood test. We understand health professionals. We understand wellness products. So it's not like it's a foreign concept. A lot of times when we're talking about trading crypto or trading Forex or trading bots or AI technology or different cryptocurrencies, for a lot of people, it's really foreign concepts and they don't grasp it. When you talk to people about this particular model, people get it. So how do you participate? Well, it works like this. They worked with their legal team to create a model that would work in every country around the world to meet with all the requirements of the regulators and the legal environment and the government side of things to make sure that we had a sustainable long-term model. So we had a crowdfunding model with the first project, with the AI project, and we have the same here. And the way we're going to do it this time is they'll set up a crowdfunding membership. And by buying that membership, which is completely legal, even in the US, which is the most heavily regulated market in the world, and you can basically invest up to 5 times the cost of your membership into the Center of Excellence. So there's a few examples here. And there will be lower cost levels, but I'm just giving you a few examples. So just say you got a 5K membership, that would allow you to put $25,000 in versus somebody maybe puts in 50K, they'll be able to put in 250K. So based on the size of your contribution, that'll determine how much you receive of the profit share from those centers. Now, 100% of the membership is commissionable. Obviously, the money that you put into the Center of Excellence is not commissionable. If you put $25,000 into funding the development of the center, you can't pay commissions out of that, the membership fee. And today is a summary. All the fine details will come out over the coming weeks. It's not live yet, this model. I just want to help you understand how it's going to work. Okay, so we've talked about the fact that we've got the product side of things with the DNA testing and the wellness products, 2 to start with, more coming in March next year, and the crowdfund model, which will start hopefully in the coming weeks and give you a chance to be a equity owner and a share in the profits of these centers of excellence. Now we're going to talk about how you get rewarded for sharing this with other people and how you get involved. So how do you activate your account in BioLimitless? So I'm going to work on the assumption that most people here today are already members of the Limitless group. And if you're not, get back to the person who invited you and they'll be able to tell you more about how that works. But basically, how do you activate your account? Well, so there's 2 categories of products here. There's the DNA testing and the wellness products, and there's the Centers of Excellence crowdfund. They're 2 separate things, but they all end up making you money. So let's talk about how do you earn on the product sales. So you tell your friends about this incredible products. You share Dr. Eric's presentation and people go, wow, I want this. What do I do? Well, as long as you purchase a product, make one purchase, you basically get your account activated and now you are qualified. You can purchase 3 months actual supply of product, 6 months or 12 months. There's different packages. Now, because we're paying with cryptocurrency, there's no auto ships involved. You got to buy at least 3 months supply. But obviously you want to use the product for 3 months regardless anyway to really understand the benefits as well. So Here's option 2 to activate your account. So option 1 is you place an order for products. That's one way to do it. You still need to make a order. But if you basically, another way is if you placed an order and to stay active, you basically have 2 people that you referred who are deemed as active. In other words, they've got active orders in as well. So as long as you've got 2 referrals, let's say you just wanted to buy the product once, you didn't buy any more, but as long as you had 2 active referrals, you will continue to earn off your organization. Now, I just want to make sure. Okay, I'll go back to here. Okay, this is really important. If you buy a 3-month supply of product, that means you are active for 3 months. So if you buy the product, for example, in this month, this first qualification period is till the end of September. So in this period till September 30, if you placed a purchase for a 3-month supply of product, that means that you are qualified for 3 months. If you bought 6 months, that means you're qualified for 6 months. If you bought 12 months of product, you'd qualify for 12 months. But you understand that, you know, at the end of 12 months, if I didn't buy any more, to remain active, I either buy some more product or, as I said, as long as you have 2 people that you've referred who are active in that month, in other words, they are deemed as active as well, they're the 2 ways that you can keep yourself active, okay? And again, the recording of this will be available for you to review at your own leisure. Now, if you purchase a crowdfund membership, does that qualify you to earn on the product sales? No, it doesn't, because they're separate. You need to have a product purchase or be active on the product side to earn on the product sales, and you need to be active on the crowdfund side to earn on the crowdfund, because they are separate product categories. Okay, and again, all the fine details come out. It's important today that you understand the fundamentals. Do you have to purchase a crowdfund membership to earn on the membership sales for the crowdfund? Yes, you do. No, it's basically you support the project, you get the benefits. But it won't be like a monthly purchase for the crowdfund. You buy one and then you're qualified. What happens if one of my personal community members activates before me? Because we're in this phase right now where everyone's learning what it's all about. Don't worry, the first commission calculation won't happen until September 1. So as long as you have activated your account, in other words, making a purchase by August 31, even if people purchase before you in your personal community, it doesn't matter, because the commissions aren't being calculated until September 1. So give me a thumbs up or a yes if that makes sense. So in other words, as long as you've done something before August 31, you are good to go to earn on anything that happens up until August 31. So the products are different categories. We've got our microbiotics project for your gut. We've got the foundational pack, which is the microbiotics and the cell signal product. And we've got the DNA test or the combo pack, which is a combination of all of those together. Now, with the wellness products, as I said, you buy them in 3, 6, or 12-month quantities. But even if you buy 6 months, they only ship 3 months supply in one hit, and then they send another 3 months after that. So they're sent every 3 months. So if you order 12-month supply, you'd have 4 individual shipments over 12 months, and there is no auto ship. You know, you can't sign up for just a instant actual recurring order. They basically only ship what you've ordered. So the price overview. The master microbiotics, a 3-month supply, 270. So obviously, the longer the more product you buy for the longer period, the cost of the products comes down. And of course, that's just the microbiotic for your gut, which is crucial. Your gut has more DNA than in your brain. The happy chemicals that elevate your mood and control your mood has more to do with your intestinal gut than your brain. Most people aren't aware of that. So watch that Netflix documentary about your gut health to understand more. But what I want you to highlight here is that the more product you buy, the bigger, the longer the quantity, the bigger the quantity, the price does reduce. Okay, so what are the referral commissions? We have a referral plan that pays you over 10 generations of referral. So you'll tell some people who will tell some people who will tell some people. So the people that you refer will be generation 1, the people that they refer, generation 2, et cetera, et cetera. And you can get paid on 10 levels. We also have dynamic compression for those who understand what that means. It effectively means that the system is always looking to pay out to 10 qualified levels of people. So it's that this whole system is set up to maximize the payout. Generation 1, what do you earn? So I tell a friend or a family member or a colleague, and they get the health products, I make 8% of whatever they buy. If they get a crowdfund license, I get 20%. Easy. There's no qualification apart from being active. Remember, active is option 1, place a product purchase or refer to people who do the same. But you still need to purchase at least once. Generation 2, have the 2 active referrers. So you've purchased your own product and you've got 2 active people. You'll earn on the second generation of people. Generation 3, it means in your actual community that you're building from your referrals and their referrals and their referrals, et cetera, you've got $1,000 worth of product sales in the month. So it doesn't matter which level they're on, as long as no more than 50% of that total team's volume comes from one team. So as you refer somebody and they tell some other people, each one of your personal referrals is starting their own team. So as long as the total amount of qualifying volume, so out of that 1,000, you couldn't have more than $500 of that qualification coming from one team. Generation 4, simply 25,000 in team sales in the month. And as in addition, you'll receive a share of the champions pool. Again, some of this terminology will be very familiar with some of you who were in the past project. For those it's not, don't worry, you can get back to the person who referred us to you and they can give you more detail. As you increase your team sales monthly to 50,000, you get 2 additional shares of the champions pool. These champions pools and legends pools are simply taking the unpaid commissions that normally roll up to the company, to the project, and they're being shared out amongst the entire community who qualifies for these bonus pools. So fundamentally, as you increase the volume of business through your personal community, you can earn through more levels of referral, more generations of referral. Generation 7, 250,000. And you've got a total of 15 shares of the champions pool. So again, it's very similar to our past project. Generation 8, now it's based on your cumulative team sales, not what you do in a month, but basically what you've done over time. So as you're constantly working at this, you're accumulating more and more volume in your personal community, you're building your total. And as you hit $1 million, you basically then get paid on your 8th generation and you can receive a share of the legends pool. And obviously there's a lot less people qualifying for this, so it's a much higher payout. And then we've got generation 9 is 2 million in cumulative team sales and you get another share. Here's the exciting thing. The first share you got for the first $1 million, it pays for 6 months. And basically after 6 months, it doesn't pay anymore. But if you got a second share, that second share is going to pay for 6 months, but your first share gets another 6 months added to it. So it's renewed. So it's a bit like it got energized. And now as you accumulate to 3 million, you got now all 10 generations. Once you get to this level, you are qualified for life. You don't need to do anything more to stay qualified on all 10 generations. So if you stick at this and you continue to accumulate your team's efforts, you will ultimately get to this level where you are permanently qualified for the life of this project on all 10 generations. And you get another share, which means your first and your second share of Legends Pool are again having another 6 months added to it. So it's a very intelligent design. It's incentivizing you for a couple of things: personal referrals, building your personal community, and the accumulation of ongoing effort. Just like your job. You don't show up on a Monday and say, oh, I don't feel like coming in anymore, and get paid for the whole week. You come in Monday to Friday, this week, next week, the week after that, the month after that, the year after that. It's the accumulation of your turning up that might give you a chance to advance in your career, in your normal occupation. Well, it's the same here. The consistency of your efforts and the cumulative efforts will ultimately get you to a point where it turns into residual passive income. That's the income you make when you don't have to go to work to make the money. The breakage pools, as I said, are simply taking the unpaid commissions and paying them out. So 50%. So let's say we had, so if you think about this, every sale, the 45% that's allocated to rewarding the community for exposing this, that's shared across 10 levels. And basically, not everybody, me, I was personally referred by the founders. So I'm level 1. So there are 9 levels above me that aren't paid out because there's no one above me except the founders. So basically that means that's 9 levels of commission that would normally not be paid out and go to them. But in this case, it's being allocated and shared with the community through these breakage pools. That's a good thing. That means you're getting more of the money. And the breakage from this current month is paid out on the start of the next month. And so you get paid this every month you're qualified for these pools, you get paid. There's what we call the elite equity bonus pool. Now, this is just for those who are aspiring. See, when you get involved in a business, when you start a new job, let me test your mindset here. When you start a new job, do you talk to your new prospective company or boss and say, what's the bottom level that I can get in this occupation? In other words, can I start actually cleaning the toilets or actually be the janitor? You don't do that, do you? You ask, what is the opportunity for being promoted in this company? Where can I get to? Can I one day be the CEO? Well, the same when you're looking at an opportunity like this, you should look at this and say, what is my opportunity to maximize the income? So that's where you want to be thinking about. It might be beyond your belief pattern right now, but the elite equity bonus pool takes 5% of all the product sales around the world and 2% of all the license fees and puts it in that pool. So you're not being paid on just your efforts. You're getting a share of the global business revenue. So when you accumulate, not in 1 month, when you accumulate 5 million, you get 12 months of payout from this. And if you do another 5 million, guess what? Your original share is renewed for another 12 months as well. And you get another share and you go again. This is pretty cool. Okay. Crowdfunding. It's also a 10-level unilevel, and all the unpaid commission from that will go to the Champion and Legends pool. So again, I'm not going to go into great detail here. Not everyone is the same. We're going to have people like you and I who are going to tell our circle of influence, the people that we have relationship with. But there are influencers out there who've got a massive following on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, etc. I know one of my friends, he had over 1 million followers on Facebook, as an example. They're not interested in multiple generations of people. They just want to do a video or a post or a story and attract sales. Well, we've got a model to suit those people. So basically, we'll allow them, they have to be qualified. They have to have a certain metric. In other words, they have to have a certain number of followers and history. We're not accepting anybody for this, but if they qualify, 20% of all of their sales comes back to the rewards program and helps reward us, the community. So how's that? You may never be an influencer with 1 million followers, but you could invite somebody who is, help them achieve their goals, and meanwhile, we all win as a part of that. The same as we've probably got health professionals that we know, naturopaths, chiropractors, doctors, physiotherapists, massage therapists, herbalists, nutritionists. They're going to love our products. And guess what? They can get their own website to promote these products. They can make their retail sales to their clients. They're not talking about the referral model, but 20% of all their sales comes back to the community. So we've got a not a one size fits all. We've got multiple pathways to attract people to be exposed to our opportunity. So what do you do between now and September 30? Well, the direct bonus, the personal referral bonuses, will be paid out every day starting from September 1. So there's no commissions are paid until September 1. And then every day, if you've done a personal referral sale, you get paid. And as your organization grows and duplicates, you get the same. All your qualifications for generations of so basically you've got, there is no qualification to get paid 10 levels until September 30. So they've taken all the qualifications away until the end of next month. So you've got effectively close to 6 weeks to go all out and have no barriers in place. Okay. And basically the first generational and breakage pool payouts will happen on October 1. So you've got until the end of September to go all out, and then the breakage pools will get paid October. We've got our own blockchain. I won't go into the big detail here, just to say that we've created a digital framework to make this more user-friendly, because we accept that when you're talking to people about this sort of project, a lot of people have never touched cryptocurrency, know nothing about blockchain. They've just used to paying with their Visa card, their MasterCard, their bank transfer, etc. We're going to be introducing payment solutions on our website that we still pay in cryptocurrency. It's still a blockchain-based project, but they'll be able to use things like PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Visa, MasterCard, bank account, etc. So all that's going to be rolling out in the coming week. It's a smart contract model. Why do we love smart contract models? I was talking to someone today who's been involved in traditional referral models, and he said, a lot of these projects haven't done too well, and they've done the wrong things by the people who worked very hard to support them. And I said, that's why I love the limitless model, because there's no special deals. There's nobody doing any under-the-table offerings from the corporate side. A smart contract blockchain model means that nobody can do any trading deals. It means that when the funds come in, if you buy a product and you make payment, immediately all the referral commissions are paid. The product vendor immediately gets their funds. The administration who runs this project Limitless gets their allocation. Everybody is paid. Nobody can take that money and go and buy a Lambo. The owners can't suddenly get an ego boost and think, I really need a Lambo, make me feel better. So I think I really deserve it. That can't happen, because all the money is distributed immediately by the smart contracts on the blockchain. You may not understand that, but what we're getting at is the important thing here is that everything that is meant to happen happens. Similarly, in some companies, they don't allow you to promote other opportunities, or maybe you disagree with them and maybe you make a post on Facebook to say, I really don't like what they did, and you make a lot of noise. I wouldn't recommend you do that, but let's say you did that. A lot of companies will cancel your account or actually suspend your commissions. But in this opportunity, that can't happen because you're locked in a smart contract. They can never take away your account. They can never suspend you. They can never stop you from doing other opportunities. Because just like in normal business, you can own a Wendy's ice cream franchise, a McDonald's franchise, and a Starbucks. Some people do promote multiple opportunities, and they don't have a problem with that. I believe focus is the secret to success, but we're not here to tell you what to do. So all revenue is distributed. 45% of all the product sales goes to the community. So what's the right way to promote this? Okay, so I came originally in my 20s, like a lifetime ago, as a health professional, and I would do amazing presentations like Dr. Eric Deputy, and everyone would buy. But what I realized is my influence would only go about 2 to 3 generations away from me until I couldn't seem to grow any bigger. And people would say to me, it's all right for you, Michael, you're a health professional. You can talk about health. I can't. And I had a light bulb moment. I realized that this is not about my knowledge, about my ego, about my competence. This is about how quickly can I get me out of the way and systematically create growth. And therefore, that was back in the days of audio cassettes, video cassettes, and booklets. There was no internet. There was no, uh, you know, websites and etc. to show people. So every time somebody asked me about product information, I would just say, watch the video, listen to the audio cassette, read the booklet. In our situation, we would say, listen to the recording of Dr. Eric, go to YouTube channel, watch a live Zoom, put Dr. Eric and the other experts to work. This is about wellness. It's not treating disease. Don't start trying to be someone who's diagnosing people's diseases and become a pseudo naturopath or doctor. That's not what it's about. How do our products work? You order them, you take the lid off the bottle, you take the required amounts per day as often as they tell you to do that. And of course, if you have a serious health issue, you may want to take more of it per day to give your body more of what it needs to return to good health. That's how the products work. Do not try and repeat and regurgitate what Dr. Eric does, because I can tell you that will be the actual demise of your business. It will slow you down and it'll be the roadblock in your success. For me, my picture for this is all about the same story. Nothing has changed. You've heard my narrative through the last 3.5 years if you've been working with me or you've watched my presentations. It's the best life model. If you've got lots of money, you still need your health. So your best life needs money and health. You need money to have good health. You need money for your best life. You need to be a good money manager. You need to create multiple streams of income. You need to be a good community builder. That's what matters. Not how much you know about these products or the rewards plan. Because I don't care how much you know about the rewards plan or the products. If you can't build a community and can't manage your money and learn how to make passive income, you'll never achieve your best life. So what's the strategy? This is my recommendation. You do what you need to do. Personally, refer a minimum of 5 people as fast as you possibly can and build your personal referral volume, and then duplicate that through multiple generations. And you're sifting and sorting. You're not convincing. You're not trying to find the sick people and cure them. You're not trying to convince and trying to outgun your local naturopath, your chiropractor, thinking you know more than them. Don't do that. Let the third-party materials do the talking for you, and just sift and sort to attract the people who recognize what's on offer. I would just simply get Dr. Eric's recording of actually today's presentation in front of as many people as you possibly can in the next 72 hours, and I guarantee you're going to have people asking you, what do I do to get started? Look for product consumers and look for community builders, which is going to bring me to this. People are going to say to you, I can't afford the products, Michael. And my response is, you need this opportunity. How many things are you saying I can't afford on a day-to-day basis? At which point do you say, I've really had a gutful of saying I can't afford this. I can't afford the things that matter. You probably can't afford a gym membership. You can't afford to do the DNA test. You can't, there's lots of things that you can't afford. Now you can either let that be your narrative, let that be your identity, or you do something about it. But you can't have both. So if somebody says that to me, I love that question. I love that answer, because it gives an opportunity to say, do you want to change that? Do you want to do something about that? Do you want to get to a situation where you're no longer saying, I can't afford stuff? I can't afford to get involved in opportunity. You need this. A good friend of mine said, if you can't afford this, you can't afford to die, because you probably can't afford your funeral costs right now, because the funeral costs you $10,000 to $15,000. I'm not trying to be awful here, but that's the reality. If you can't afford to get started, then you are probably in not a good place. And there's no judgment or criticism in that. It's not about judging him. It's like it's coming to a reality check of, how long am I going to put up with that? How long am I going to stay in a situation where money is constantly dictating every quality decision in my life? And only you can change that. Only you can change that. Because think about it. If you passed away tomorrow, if you got hit by a bus tomorrow, would you have the money to afford your own funeral, or would your family be burdened with an expense that they couldn't afford to have? I don't mean that to be awful, but that's a reality for a lot of people. So folks, That's why we're so passionate about this. We want to help you get to a stage where that's no longer something that comes into your communication, into your dialogue. And I'll finish with this. You only get one chance to write your first 90-day story. Give me a thumbs up or on fire if you were involved in the last opportunity. Maybe you didn't achieve the level of success that you wanted to achieve. That's okay. Take away the lessons. What would you have done differently if you go back in a time machine? Do it right this time. Don't procrastinate. Don't overthink it. Don't get too bogged down in the detail. Just take action. Be teachable. Follow a system. It's better to do something consistently without perfect execution than trying to do everything perfectly and do nothing. The story that I had of my initial project where we made $100,000 in our first day, I've been able to use that story every day with every person. It'll never get old. It'll never get old. What's your story of today until September 30 going to be? Oh, I sat around and waited for everything to be perfect, and I thought about it, and I studied everything, and I think I'll have some free time in October. Is that going to be your story? Or are you going to be, I didn't expect it all to be perfect. I just got busy, and look what I've done. You want to be able to say, let me show you how this works. Let me show you what you do to earn an income. It doesn't have to be spectacular. Even if you only make $100, it's $100 that they didn't make, but you did. But create some story to share. So we're at the end. So folks, I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you got a lot of value out of today's session. We will do more of these, and I'll have all the technical issues resolved by next time. But I think there was some pretty good value in that. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a reaction tab if you got some value out of today. Show me some love. Let me know you're engaged. Thank you very much. So my closing message is go and watch the recording of Dr. Eric Naputi from today. It was sensational, and this is coming from somebody who's been involved in health for 50 years. I would not change the presentation. I would not say anything more than he said. I'm just going to share that recording. I have no interest in trying to recreate what he did. He spent his entire life talking health. Use the experts. What you've got to do is just get out of your comfort zone, stop overthinking it, get serious about change the situation. Because like I said, if you passed away tomorrow, would the cost of your funeral be a non-issue, or would it be the burden of your family that you wouldn't like to leave them with? Let's get a situation where you're not thinking about your funeral, but you're thinking about living your best life. Thanks, everyone. Have an awesome day wherever you are in the world. I look forward to the next presentation and share more with you. Take care. God bless.
Fantastic, Michael. Great.
Thank you.